Buenos días, estudiantes. Estamos en la página 10. 10. Okay, this is the first time that we're really talking about verb conjugation. All right, so you might have to go into the far reaches of your memory and relearn what a subject is and what a verb is. You've read through that top paragraph to refresh your memory. Don't forget about a great resource in this text in the back of the book, in the appendix. It's your grammar glossary. And so any of those obscure grammar terms that you're like, oh, I think I remember learning about that in high school or something like that, you go back there and refresh your memory, and then it'll become much more clear. So refer to that as you need to. Let's look at our first verb here. Is the verb ser. It means to be. Now, this idea of conjugating a verb is not new to you, even though you may think it is. We conjugate verbs all the time in English, don't we? Let's, before we go into the Spanish, let's review what we already know in English, okay? You have your subject pronouns there listed in the table. You have yo, which is what? I, right? It's I. Yo is I. So I am. I am. Okay? And then you in Spanish is tú. You are. Okay? So that's a different word, isn't it? For the I am, you are. That's a totally different word, isn't it? But that's what we're used to, and it doesn't seem like we don't have to think about it at all in English. And then what about she or he? He or she is. Whoa, that's a totally different verb, right? No, it's the same verb, it's just conjugated differently, right? I am, you are, she or he or it is. All right, are you starting to see, are you starting to compare the English and the Spanish and see that, okay, conjugating verbs might not be so bad after all, because I do it all the time in English. All right, let's refer back to the table. All the things that we did, that we just did in that example were singular, okay? One individual. Now what if we have a group of individuals? We have nosotros or nosotras, right? Meaning a group of guys or a group of girls. Nosotros, nosotras. If we have a mixed group, we're going to use nosotros. And so how do you say it in English? We are. We are. What about in Spanish? Nosotros somos. Very good. Good job. Okay. What about you, informal, plural? Kind of like y'all. Hey, that's something we're used to hearing, right? Okay, y'all are. Y'all are. So vosotros or vosotras. Sí, sois. Great. And what about they over there? Group of people, we're talking about them. Ellos or ustedes son. All right, so this is, ser is an irregular verb. And it's best just to memorize those, and we're gonna work those out in the a practicar section. Let's look at and how we negate or say no in front of our positive sentence to make something negative. We have the example on page 10 about Raquel. Raquel es la madre de María José. And if she's not, then we can say Raquel no es la madre de María José. So we're going to put the word no in front of the conjugated verb. And that's all we have to do in order to negate that sentence. All right, so let's look at P7. Estamos en la página 11. 11. P7. El título es sí o no. Say whether you agree or disagree with the following statements. All right, the modelo, always look at that modelo really carefully. Salma Hayek es elegante. ¿Es cierto o falso? ¿O sí o no? Sí, Salma Hayek es muy elegante. ¿Mis profesores son cómicos? No sé. ¿Sí son cómicos? Oh, no, no son cómicos. Okay, whatever your opinion is. Mis amigos son independientes. Sí, mis amigos son independientes. Or, no, mis amigos no son independientes. Mi papá es profesor. Oh, it depends on what your dad does, right? Sí, mi papá es profesor. No, mi papá no es profesor. Mi mamá es bailarina. No, mi mamá no es bailarina. Número 7. Yo soy sentimental. Sí, yo soy sentimental. Or, no, no soy sentimental. Okay, let's move on to P8. Let's see what you're able to do there. Now here we're getting into conjugating the verb. So we're going to look at that pronoun. And if you got it memorized, then you'll be able to just plug that conjugated verb right in there, okay? Let's look at number 1. Número 1. Nosotros somos. Nosotros somos estudiantes de español. Muy bien. Número 2. What's the pronoun? Pronoun is tú. Tú eres mi compañero de clase. Okay. Y número 5. Ustedes son de Costa Rica. And what about número 6? Yo, muy bien, yo soy estudiante de español. Muy bien, clase.